President and CEO of the Harlem Educational Activities Fund. I can tell you from the first time I read the job description to the last interview I had with the board and the staff, I kept pinching myself and saying, this is a dream job. And I can tell you 4 months in, this is truly a dream job. As some of you may know, and as President Gregorian mentioned, I spent 15.5 years with Big Brothers Big Sisters, developing their mentoring programs for kids, bringing them into the work world, and giving them exposure to corporate America. I bring that same passion for youth, as well as exposure for kids, to HEAF. And so I'm delighted to be in front of you today, and really thank you for your warm welcome. HEAF was founded by the amazing and truly passionate Dan Rose. And he has 76 At that time, he saw a great need in the community that kids couldn't read. But I will let that story be told by Dan Rose, because I know I probably can't tell it as well as he can. Since that time, HEAF has evolved into a much bigger organization. We are a strong educational nonprofit. We are so much more than an after-school program. We are truly changing students' lives, their perspectives, and their futures. We are helping kids believe that much like their middle and upper class counterparts, that college is the rule. And HEAF works. We have an unmatched track record of success. And I know we have these huge posters that you can read that 100% of our students graduate high school, 98% go on to college, 83% of those students graduate college, and a third of those students graduate with graduate programs. So while I can tell you that story, it is something to clap about. And it is unheard in many communities, specifically underserved communities like Harlem. I think what probably impresses me most about the program are not just the statistics, but actually the stories. When early on, I visited one of our classes, which is called Futurama. And what's amazing about this class is that the students are taking a class, they use technology to answer scientific questions that they come up with on their own. And so what's great is I went to that class that day and I said, oh, what kind of questions? Thinking, oh, these are going to be easy things. I probably can answer them with my iPad or my Google search. The first student answered, I'm looking at a way to create an app on an iPad or a technology device that creates energy. And I said, whoa, I am in a different league altogether. The second student I talked to said, I'm actually my grandmother, I would like to create for her walker with a GPS in it so that she doesn't get lost. Again, totally beyond where I thought I was going to with this group. And you don't have to take my word for it. We actually have two of our alumni here tonight, Yannette and Fausto. Can you raise your hands? Hey. This room is truly filled with support. Not only we have our staff, also staff who do their job every day, from Nico to Deidre, to Diana, to Dan, to Matt, to Tanya. Who am I missing? I think I got everyone. Are you guys raising your hands? Yeah? Okay. To our hard-working board, and the board is here. We have about 12 of our board members here tonight. You can raise your hands too, so people know who to talk to. And we have some of our supporters here tonight as well. Carnegie, we're really delighted to be here. Teagle, Capital One, Epstein Teaker, as well as the West Harlem Development Corporation. So please, don't just listen to me, talk to the people in the room, because they are truly our support and have stayed with us over time. I can tell you that I'm really excited not only to be at HEAF, but to spend the summer at HEAF, because I heard the summer at HEAF is pretty incredible. We have a program that we call Summer Quest, and the students are not only doing pretty interesting things around academics, math, and English language arts, but they're actually taking classes to expand their minds. And so they're taking French, and they're taking Japanese, they're taking robotics. They have a class called Project Restaurant where they create a restaurant and then they do a presentation in front of Capital One executives so that the executives judge. It's a business plan competition. They also, which I'm not sure that I'll probably be standing and I probably need to hold on to something, they dissect brains of animals. So there's a program called Dr. Doctor, and I heard the smell during the summer, right, Nico and Deidre, is pretty intense. Yeah. So I'm excited to see that. I think that there's, as I said, there's an intellectual curiosity that our students have that is not just from the classroom, but it's about exploring the world. So I'm really delighted to be at HEAF. As I mentioned, HEAF will be celebrating its 25th anniversary next year. And we're planning for huge organizational growth. First off, by creating a larger footprint in Harlem. And by engaging more schools, more community partners, more organizations. And my staff can tell you, I've been busy quite a bit out of the office, meeting with community leaders and organizations. The community partnering was underscored last week at HEAF's inaugural College Decision Day event, where students signed with top colleges around the country, from Trinity to DePaul. And instead of just making it a celebration about HEAF, we invited 2 other community partners from Harlem to join us and say, this is how much we value Harlem, this is how much we value kids deciding to go to college and making it a big day. There were 2 students who stand out in my mind. There was Mamadou, who is a big football player, and he told me before he went on stage, he said, by the way, people tell me I have $1 million smile. I said, that's great. When he crossed the stage, that $1 million smile was bright as the best because he is going to Trinity College. And not only did he smile, but he held his sweatshirt up and was so proud that the difference that HEAF made in his life. There's also Leonise. And Leonise is a student I met literally my first day at HEAF. She came up to me and said, I need to meet the president of this organization because I need to tell you what I believe in the organization and what I want to do with my life. I said, that's great. I heard it again at the college day signing. She told me, my grandmother has taken me on college tours for a long time. I absolutely know I'm going to college, and I'm going to study science, and I'm going to study engineering, and I'm going to find a cure for Alzheimer's. And I said, whoa, that's incredible. She's going to Lafayette this fall. So we are so proud of our seniors that are graduating. 100% of them got into college. So we are really, really pleased. Our event next year will be even bigger, so stay tuned. Speaking of big, we have a big challenge ahead of us. In New York City alone, there are 1 million students in the public school system. However, only 65% of these students graduate high school. Only 65% graduate high school. And only 37% of the African American and Hispanic young men graduate high school in 4 years. In 4 years. But we know at HEAF that we can turn this around, 1 child at a time. We want you to join us in doing this, and let's do it together. We look to you to support our mantra of, we're at HEAF, college is the rule. Can you please say it with me? At HEAF,
college is the rule.
And it's a rallying cry and a reality to us. And what we really dream for HEAF is that it not only expands throughout New York City, but that we take this and beyond, so that we think about Boston, we think about Chicago, we think about Philadelphia, Baltimore, cities where we know we want to develop a true college-going culture. The beauty of HEAF is we know how to do this. At this time, I would like to ask Dan Rose to say a few words about this amazing organization. Without him, Without him, his vision, his support, and his unrelenting passion, which I know he is known for, and all HEAF would not be the success it is today. So thank you. And thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you. First of all, we have to state that the entire HEAF family is profoundly grateful to Barton Gregorian. Not only for his kind words, not only for the splendid party he's given, but for his